What is going on?
Tell them to refresh, dude. I don't think it's on our end. Because I pulled it up to find out if it was members only.
Right. So I don't know what Amy's talking about. Hey, Mikey, the Seeking Justice stream was just deleted. You guys are only on Tom's CPU. Okay. Keep going, Tom, if you want. I'll figure this out. You're right.
All right, listen. This is what we're gonna do. Listen.
No,
wait, Mike. We're gonna stop. We have to stop and come back in.
Well,
that's why when it was made, when the stream was made,
I got it up, dude.
I know that, but I'm afraid it's gonna try and kick again because this is what happens. They uncheck. Okay.
Yeah.
And because you and I were in the stream before that was fixed.
Yeah.
We every so often it's gonna try and reconnect. Yeah.
Kelly says she fixed it.
Okay.
Because anybody here watching, all right, so someone here is watching Seeking Justice.
Yeah. Kelly's on Seeking Justice.
All right then. What is Amy? Stop it.
And James Lynch, she says it's back. What's back?
Cool.
I assume the stream.
Yes. Seeking Justice.
But I never went away on my end. That's what I'm trying. I'm confused.
Yeah, me too, Tom. It's fucking early, man. It's Friday. But anyway, we're up. I'm watching Seeking Justice. It's all good. Okay, it was down for a few. We're back over. It's StreamYard, everybody. Okay, good. Sorry, Tom. Continue on with the website. And we'll be on in 15, 20 minutes. It's not a good way to start a Friday. Just not the way we want, man.
Oh, this is sweet. This is badass. Oh my. Hold on. I'm gonna send it. I'm gonna show everybody. No, you're all invited on this one. Hold on. I gotta send it.
Okay. Oh fuck. Amy, stop it.
All right.
Shit.
So
like, I'll cut it, bitch. Good.
All right. There, right. It came up. Let me share this page. Check this out, Mike. This is important, everybody. We'll get back to the website because the website's not going anywhere. This is important.
I saw that. That was awesome.
This is a fundraiser organized by Nick Rocco. Okay, it's a free Karen Reed.
Read more. I love it.
That's pretty cool, dude. In a hoodie.
Oh yeah.
Black hoodie. Pink shirt.
I'm gonna buy one today. The long sleeve shirts.
I
don't see any. I love long sleeve t-shirts, Nick. Yeah,
and we got 11 days to go. Listen, for $35, that's a pretty good price because for a sweatshirt on 45. Okay,
that's still a good price.
That's still a good price for the internet.
Yeah,
and the money goes to Karen Reed.
Right.
So
it's Bella Canvas too. Those are good ones. Those are nice ones. Yeah.
Yep. So here we go, people. You're getting a t-shirt out of the deal, which is pretty cool. Limited edition. I'm pretty sure they're gonna offer this up. Buy it now, guys.
Yeah, order some up, guys. Can we share that link, Tom? Can we pin it somewhere? Like
absolutely.
Is that the way to do it, guys? Is that how we do it?
Put this here.
And if you order today, you'll have it by Sunday. Not.
Oh man.
We should make rain jackets and shit.
$80 for a sweatshirt in Disney World, dude. We're not Disney World.
Are you serious?
We're more like a traveling circus, I think they call us. I don't know.
There's a link up there. It's Tom CPU. It's linked up the top there. Okay.
That's the background. This is the site. So
all right.
Everybody.
We sold 19 of them already. Wow.
Mike, how about this? You ready? If you buy a shirt today, Karen Reed, right?
Wow. Yeah.
Or no, you know what? Just in general, if you buy it and you put Seeking Justice, I'll sign it for you. Mike, you got to sign it too. We'll sign the shirts for you. We'll get a Sharpie and we'll sign it for you. Only if you buy them today, though. Just today.
Mine will devalue it. Yours will bring it up in price. Mine will bring it down in price.
No, you and Mike together we're just as valuable, my friend. We're good. That
We
sound like a
can't buy.
good idea? Does that sound like a good idea?
Yeah, dude,
All right,
absolutely.
so that'll get some noise out there.
Yeah. So can you can't wear the pink. This is crazy. But I wonder if you can wear the. I can't even. Well,
listen, just you buy it anyway. Like
fuck it.
This because this is displaying an image. This is doesn't matter. She's gonna define something to gig you on. It's just we can't give them any reason to gig us, regardless of anything. How we feel, just like going to court. You have to take all your emotions out and just do what they want you to do. It sucks.
So hard to do. Hey, Nick Rocco just said, Tom, I sent you a picture so people can see the design. I don't know what that means.
I get it in my text. I shot this up first because this is important. I figure, hey, you do this today and you put Seeking Justice, we'll sign it for you.
So now 19
pretty cool, man.
Yeah, I do too. I like white. You don't see too many white. Can you actually see the little arrows on the side? Is that just going from, or is that flipping around? You know what I mean? Is there something on the back? I guess is my point. Like, see the arrows to the left on the elbows of the sweatshirt? What does that do, Tommy? Yeah, you just on one.
It just goes
black.
to the next image.
Oh, okay. No problem, man.
Yeah. But see, that's a soft style t-shirt. I guess there's different types.
If you buy one today,
it's a V-neck. That's why.
We'll put "fuck you, Grant" on the back of it if you want. We can put.
We can add to it. Hey, Mike, we can add to it. We have that ability.
Amber just purchased one. All right.
Woo. Amber, goody up. So I'm talking about. Thank you, Amber.
So, Tom, is that our goal? 50? Is that our goal? Or is that just whose goal is that?
That ain't nothing. Let's talk. Come on now. If we have 2,000 people, 50 is nothing. We should have at least 1,000. So this is a fundraiser, guys. This is for Karen Reed. So absolutely. Yep.
Yeah, we're gonna raise some money, guys. Can one of the mods post a link in the chat? Tom?
I did. It's a huge link. Now listen, if you have any questions, send me an email, cputom@gmail. I'll try and get you an answer. I can get you a direct link to the shirt, stuff like that. If you do, send me an email so I have it, put in it Karen Reed fundraiser, the message, so that I can separate them for me and Mike, so we'll know.
Yeah.
And
you definitely want my signature. You can't wash it again. How are you gonna wash it?
No, Sharpies, brother. Sharpies won't come out.
All right.
Right? Sharpies is good, right?
I don't know.
Wear it and wash it.
I'm not used to this stuff. You are, man. You're the celebrity.
You've been getting signatures too. What are you talking about? People like, hey, Mike, get a picture. Mike, get a picture. Mike, get a picture. Hey,
yeah, it's true. It's true. It's starting to happen. That's kind of weird, but I'm getting used to it.
I don't think I'll ever get used to it, Mike.
It's kind of a weird thing. Yeah. Because I live in Canton, right?
That's
the thing.
Right.
It's just weird when you're in Canton because you don't know what's gonna happen. You just don't know. I don't trust it. I'm just like, yeah.
I don't blame you, Mike.
I go to Shaw's. I use the Osco inside the Shaw's because other places too. And I just sit there and I wait on people. I don't know who's who. No one's talking to nobody. It's fucking.
Everyone's head down. Get in, get out. Yeah.
It's like Walking Dead in there, dude. Not like it's weird. It's weird. Everybody gets their shit delivered outside to the parking lot. They don't even want to go in there. It's fucked up. It's fucked up. It shouldn't be that way. Well,
all right, let me save the image. Go ahead, Mike. Go ahead.
We got to talk about April 8th and voting. You know what I mean? For a Canton Select Board meeting and make sure Sue Harrington wins. John Connolly does not get his seat back. Things would be great. It's a step forward, people. I mean, you want to talk about accountability in the police department and a change? Well, we have a person on the ballot that's ready to go on this and has been talking about it for over a year. Not something where she decided, well, I'm going to run for select board and this is going to be my platform and my change. No, she's been, as a resident beforehand, she was saying, we need to do something. Oh, wow, that's cool.
Ain't that sweet?
That's cool. That is cool. So is there someone over? No, it's okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Who are you missing? Karen, right?
No.
What's our? We have to get the new one up there.
Yes. What, Mike? Unprecedented. What are the? Think about this.
Unprecedented.
We do this right, man. It's just absolutely never. Mike, how old is the United States of America?
200 and some, I don't know, 300 years old. Is that right?
Oh,
yeah.
It never happened that long. For the entire time this whole entire country's been made, this has never happened.
Well, we weren't in America, but Columbus is 1692. 1692.
Before that, before the Indians, before Egypt, dude, it never happened. Somebody on trial had a juror who's now their attorney. Figure that one out.
248 years old is America. That was close.
And it's not one with all the people in the amount of lawyers around this freaking country. It's never happened. This has never happened where a juror is now part of the defense of the same freaking trial.
Yeah.
Mike. Now, that's getting a freaking bullseye in a bullseye. And I know a kid that could shoot like that too. It was bad.
It's like throwing all 3 dots into the bullseye. Well, that's
what else?
Like Robin Hood split the arrow in half. That's
just like that. Exactly like that. Because can you imagine being on the other side going, oh shit?
I think like we've been talking about.
Someone made a comment and I thought about that for a second. I'm thinking, is it their turn to stare at Brian this time? Is that how it happens? That what goes on here?
Say that again, brother.
I wonder if she's allowed to stare at Brian the way Brian stared at the jury. You know, he stared at her. Remember closing arguments using the jury. Brian was staring at her.
Oh, it's right. That's right.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I get a feeling that she wasn't intimidated, not her. But I did watch the lottery ball and Jim the clerk taking it.
Yeah, Jim.
He literally grabbed the ball.
Jim.
Pretend looked at it and put it right down. Like he didn't hold it up and go, bingo, 2555B, or he just went like he already had it written down, you know what I mean? And got rid of that evidence. Like it was bad.
Jimmy.
We
know what you did, Jimmy.
We see you.
Dude, all these eyes on this case. Why would you do something stupid like that?
Because you know what, Tom? They think they can get away with it. They think they don't care what we
that
think.
Blatant, that confident they are.
They're like peasants, go away, peasants.
Pretty much it, isn't it, Mike?
We're gonna decide who goes to jail. You guys don't have to worry about it. We got it from here. All right. Zoom is all set. All right, Kelly.
Mike,
thank you so much. Yes, sir.
If they were sober for an hour out of the day, I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, I guess so. I see all these pictures of guys, people and girls post on X of Bev just like napping, got a hand up, like fucking bored. Like you're a judge. You have the fate of someone's life in your hands. You're just like half-assing it. Like, how can you be half-assing it like that? Like, fucking A, man. Oh well,
Mike.
Guess she's been doing it for too long. You know what I mean?
I remember last trial.
Right.
She abruptly ended it because she was mad at something.
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
She said, "We're all done. Yeah. We're done here." Yeah. Right. Whatever.
Yeah.
She got up and she left. We're all like, "What? We're supposed to get so much done that day, right?" I think it was an evidentiary hearing or something like that, right?
Well, where she has grave concerns. You're talking about last year.
Way before that. Last year. Right. This is even before. I remember this one time when she did this. She got really mad, right? And we're supposed to get so much done, and she walks out. We're done for the day. Well, no one knew nothing. Even Alan's walking out, going, "I don't know what happened," you know, Mike. And the next day, she shows up, and okay, all right, this is the next day. In 3 minutes, they're completely done with the whole entire day. We're done for the day now. Like, okay, bye, see you then. So she wasted the time of these people intentionally by creating drama.
the money and what the like all the content was like the news. You know, Judge Beverly Cannelli ends the trial and
shot, right? Then that's it. Let's go for the day. It was, you know,
piss me off.
I don't understand it.
I can't, dude. She's like, I don't want to say this on the air, but you know, I don't know if she's like pre. You guys know them girls. You guys know. I don't know if she's pre what. You know what I'm saying?
Menopausal.
I don't want. You said it, not me. I didn't say that. I was Tommy.
I'll say it. I'll say it. And by the way, my grandmother never liked you, by the way, Miss Beverly.
Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Biatch. Oh my God. Hey,
Scott McGinnis just had an absolutely beautiful comment. Dude, you ready? You ready for this?
Yeah. Okay. So Tommy, that's why I sent you that thing this morning. And he went on the air at 5:41 this morning, smoking a blunt. If you guys know who I'm talking about, saying the same thing. And I had to turn it off because I couldn't even listen to him. He was citing case law, like legit, like out of his mind. Out of his mind.
Mike.
I don't know how that happened.
It's going on by freaking Zoom.
Right. Yeah. Right.
What, you're under arrest? What, you're in custody now?
Well, they have to surrender themselves, I guess. If that actually happens. I don't understand.
I find that really hard to believe. They are out of Mike. Whatever they're smoking, I would probably not smoke it anymore. That's just wacko stuff.
He was smoking like a blunt, like we had him on the he was ripping one, and he was animated, talking about case law from 1875 and all this other stuff. And he goes, there was 39 people. It was 39. And all the power to him. The free country, see what he wants.
No, but, time out. Fuck that guy. Sorry,
I'm with
that guy. Fuck both them guys.
He's spreading just bullshit. And there was 39 people watching, and they don't know what
the creepy book writing guy.
Oh, Plevin.
Yeah,
Plevin. I don't know what's going on with him. What's going on?
Remember that time he had terminal cancer with a 0.1% chance to live? Remember that time?
Yeah, that was shady as fuck. Who does that?
All of them. There's a clique of them. They're all a bunch of cliques.
Are you serious? They really go on there and say they have something wrong?
And they go and they do it all. And yeah.
I beg for, like, they're out there grifting, like grift.
Wait, listen. I'm just waiting for this year's Christmas list to come out. It should be out by July. What they want for Christmas too. They're ridiculous over there. The whole other side, dude, it's ridiculous. Remember Karen's birthday? Everyone donated money, and we bought 3 dozen roses. Remember that?
Yeah.
Remember that? The guy hooked us up large.
Yeah,
we had this much money. Yes, the florist guy in Rockland, great guy. Dynamite place. Get flowers at the florist in Rockland. My God, we had a bucket full of white roses for her birthday, and we gave them out to people. And when she was leaving, people were giving them to her. She ended up with a handful. She wins. Who cares? That's great. She knew people. It was the thought, you know. At the end of the day, it was a thought, you know. So we're all good, right?
Tell me what. Don't tell me someone's on the street at the corner trying to sell them afterwards.
Oh, imagine that.
Everybody's pulling out of court. White rose for the lady. Hey, I just get like, if you were out in town in the city after the clubs and you came out with a girl,
and
they would guilt you into buying one.
Only $10, sir. Only $10 for a beautiful lady down your arm. You got down to $10.
Yeah, it comes with yum sauce, and you know, it'd be like, why would you do that, bro? Come on, I just bought this girl drinks for the last 8 hours, 6 hours or whatever. Now you want me to drop on another 20 or whatever, $15. Oh, it's fucking beautiful, man. Those guys, they look good, man. It was good stuff, man. Kelly Reed in the house. Those flowers were gorgeous.
Good morning, Kelly Reed. Good morning, Kelly Reed.
It's a thought that counts.
Yeah, I mean, all the ladies should have flowers there, Mike. You
That
know,
was you. And that was all you, by the way. That was your idea. You go, hey, before I go, I'm going to go stop by here and do all this. I'm like, okay, great idea. And they were beautiful.
yeah.
They were like, they're really healthy and nice. And they weren't like, I go down to my Shaw's and
Listen,
get them on the Shaw's.
Listen, you
Nothing
ready?
wrong with Shaw's. Go ahead.
Mike, you ready for this? There was someone that I gave one of the roses to because I go by him. Here you go. Here, I was giving them out. Boom, 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 boom. Right?
And what, thinking they were going to give them to Karen or
yes,
for themselves?
But whatever they wanted to. Whatever. However, whatever. It was Karen's birthday though, so I just bought a bunch of roses and I gave them to everybody for free. Here, take them all. So everyone had roses in their hands. When she was coming down the stairs, people were just giving her some. But
right.
There's this one lady who I gave her, I think I gave her 2 as a matter of fact, and she gave them both to Karen, and Karen stopped and talked to her for 15 seconds, if that, as she was walking by. Like she was talking as she was walking by, but it was a conversation she was having with this lady. And that lady, Mike, I saw her at the last Standout. That's all she talks about.
Yeah, changed her life.
It's just
changed her.
Just completely different lady. She's so happy and just over the world. So
that's the power she can have over people. It's the little.
But it all works. It's all a circle. You make this lady happy, who makes Karen happy, who makes that lady happy, who then makes everyone else happy.
It's called the butterfly effect. You flap your wings. Yeah, you change the world. It really can. It really can.
We got to do
one nice act. Yeah, one nice act like that. Yes, 15 seconds can change somebody's life. What kind of day is that person having when you go up to him, Tom? Hey, here's a couple of roses to give Karen. She gets out. She's probably like, oh, okay. And then Karen takes them and says, "Thank you so much. That was very nice."
And the lady was just like shy at the most part. She would never go up to and just start talking. But this was a reason, and it was so.
I think I remember the girl. I really do. I think someone had it on film. I think you might have it on film, Tommy.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's good stuff, man.
Yeah, that's
I call those wow moments where someone's like completely not expecting it and you wow them.
Yep.
And you change their output of the day or even change their output for a long term. And
they blow my mind.
Yeah. I know you get the reverse effect of it. You see their expression. You get off on seeing, not get off, but you like enjoying the expression of somebody else's happiness, Tom.
Yes.
You love when someone else is happy and you help them make him be happier.
I try. I do what I can. I try. That's all.
Well, yeah. You think it's just trying.
Yeah.
Whoa. Commonwealth motion to redact manner of death denied. Okay. All right. So the Commonwealth get denied.
Nice. Yeah.
Yes. So undetermined. Fucking yes.
That's good.
Up your nose the rubber hose. That's good news, guys. Yeah. So Tom, like even for you to go there and show up every day and stream is big. You might not think it is because you're so used to doing it, but people depend on you, man.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. I mean,
well, Tommy, if you weren't to show up for a stream one day and there was a live court hearing, people would fucking be blowing up our phones.
Yeah, that happened once. My father died. Yeah, and I didn't.
That's unexcusable.
Well, I was late, but it was. I missed Karen going in the morning.
You still went to court?
Yeah, I got there at 10 o'clock, and everyone was like, "Oh, thank God." So, but like, Mike, my phone, I've never had my phone just not stop. You okay? Checking in, blah blah. Just
right.
Pray. I couldn't believe it.
DD bail money.
Yeah. I think we all might if we hang around with this one. You ready?
Yes. Hey, I'm sending you what just came over for the ruling. Here's good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Ann. I'm well. How's everything over there?
Uneventful as always.
Good. Like that.
I'm calling bullshit on that one.
What did I hear was just entered? There was some as I was logging in.
Look at your phone. I believe I just look at
the Commonwealth got denied about the cause or manner of death when they
Tom,
put
you have
in?
it as Tom, you have it
Okay.
as well.
Yeah. So I guess
Did you-
M-
Did you get
Mike,
it, Dan?
Mike apparently works for me now. It's like, oh, he just real time texted it to me. Commonwealths, so their motion in limine to preclude reference to and redact the manner of death. Okay, denied. The medical examiner will be testifying and can be examined. Okay. Do you all understand that, or do you want the bullet on that one? Yeah. All right. So
Give it to us.
if you recall, when they were arguing motions in limine, Spanky was trying to hide the ball, and he had argued that the jury should not be presented with any evidence concerning the manner of death. Hold on one second. Bear with me, because I'm working off of a phone, and because there's a difference between cause and manner. But yeah, so Spanky wanted to be able to not present to the jury evidence concerning manner of death. And if you recall, sorry, I'm glitching. If you recall, the medical examiner, Scorty Bello, she was unable to reach a conclusion. She reached undetermined in terms of the manner of John O'Keefe's death. And that left a wide open field for the defense to say, okay, well, you can't say he was hit by a car. So for some ridiculously unknown reason, and despite gaslighting everyone in the community and America, saying that he wants the defendant and the Commonwealth to have a fair trial, Spanky wanted to preclude or to bar the jury from even being able to hear any testimony or seeing any reference to the manner of death on the death certificate. And the judge said no. I guess it was posted this morning. She might have signed it yesterday. Yeah, it looks like she signed it yesterday. The judge said no, anyone can cross-examine the medical examiner, Dr. Scorty Bello, on that. That's a big win for Karen's team. Karen should be able to present evidence to the jury that shows that even the medical examiner who works for the state was unable to determine how John O'Keefe died. So that's a big win. I mean, it's certainly not the two big ones that I'm on the lookout for, which are the decision on Michael Easter, the FBI agent, and who would be offering opinions on the deficiencies and outright shortcomings in the police investigation. That's still pending. And we also want to keep track of the docket for any decision from Judge Carney on the third-party culprit, whether that defense will be able to not only be presented to the jury, but in sufficient detail to identify Colin Albert, Brian Albert, and Brian Higgins. So everyone should be watching the docket for that today.
You said cause and manner, right? So the cause of death is not the manner of death.
No, it's correct. If I said that, I only have had 2 sips of my coffee this morning. It's the manner of death. So if you all recall, and you may want to, even before she testifies, before Scorty Bello testifies, you might want to look back at her testimony, because she was unable to determine a manner of death. And that's very important. And that is what the Commonwealth seeks to use a Dr. Wolf, a neurosurgeon, to be able to speak to in terms of that coup contra coup type of injury that was caused. And it sounds to me, without seeing that Dr. Wolf's report, a neurosurgeon who does not have forensic pathological training, at least in the last 35 years. Maybe he touched upon it during his residency or internship. But that Dr. Wolf, who is not to be mistaken with Wolf from ARCA, Commonwealth wants to use this neurosurgeon to bypass Scorty Bello, the state's medical examiner, which that should send a big message to basically say that, yes, if he fell back and slammed his head on snow that was hard as a rock, that would have caused this coup contra coup type of injury. So this is the right decision from Judge Carney. I very rarely like to throw her any type of perceivable compliment, but she did reach the right decision here. And they can cross-examine her. Spanky can ask Scorty Bello as many questions as he wants, that, you know, based on what information he has gathered from his own expert, Dr. Wolf, and he can cross-examine. That's why it's always kind of like a battle of the experts. And in many respects, Scorty Bello, she's really a fact witness for the Commonwealth and the defense. She's the one who, right. And but she is still an expert in her field, and she can offer her opinions. Wolf can offer his, and then the jury is able to be presented with the opportunity to discern who they believe, and hopefully not who they think is being a distractor. So I know I had been talking with some of your mods this week about possibly hopping on this morning, and then when I heard you buzzing about Aiden's hearing, I texted Mike and said, I'm happy to hop on briefly if you guys just need a little bit of an understanding about what's going to happen.
Please.
Yeah. So it essentially, if you recall, I've lost track of time. I guess it was last week when when Karen and her team did their move bitch, get out the way, walk into court and stormed in on Judge Sisitsky's courtroom on Karen's matter, under Karen's docket number, to essentially be heard on the issue of whether the extraction from Aiden's phone, which was already in the possession of the Commonwealth, would be fair game for Spanky to peek around into to see if there's arguably connections concerning witness intimidation between Karen Reed and Aiden Carney. Also, just a refresher for your audience, as you all, I'm sure, have heard, that roughly March or so of 2024, the allegations of witness intimidation rising to the felony level were presented to a grand jury right on essentially the proverbial eve of Karen's trial, to seek an indictment against both of them for felony witness intimidation related to her matter. And the grand jury at that time returned a no bill, meaning whatever the prosecution presents, without defense ever being there, it's always just prosecution there. They did not find any evidence to substantiate any indictments going against Karen, additional indictments going against them for witness intimidation related to Karen's case.
So now, exactly a year ago, is what he's in court this morning. Him and Karen are in this morning for what they went after him a year ago on. Then now this is what the grand jury said, you don't have enough, which is really a kind of a slap in the face to the person bringing it to the grand jury. For them to come back, I mean, that's an amateur move. Even I can convince the grand jury that someone's guilty.
Right. But I do, Tommy, I want to just kind of set the table for this morning. This morning it's really more, as I perceive it, to be a bit of a status hearing as opposed to like a substantive.
Why so quick?
Why so quick? Because when the Commonwealth wants to move quickly, including through its judges, it does. And when it doesn't, things they languish. I mean, we're waiting weeks on motions on Karen's case that needed to have been decided immediately. Even in Aiden's motion to dismiss, which was argued on March 5th. Now we're like 3 weeks out, no decision. So this is evidence to me that there's a conscientious approach to what they think is a priority versus what is not. But today's hearing, as I understand it from looking at the docket and listening to Aiden and reading his tweets on this subject, today is more of a what does the Commonwealth in general have to hand over to Spanky by virtue of a thumb drive in terms of evidence that they feel substantiates witness intimidation between the two of them, meaning Aiden and Karen. There was an order entered into by Judge Sisitsky roughly last week, where he issued a very, very limited order, an order that said, and I am paraphrasing, it's essentially said that, Spanky, you're asking for the sun, moon, and the stars. It's a fishing expedition. What I'm going to allow you, the Commonwealth, on Karen's case to see are very limited things, which are text messages or, electronic communications between Karen and Aiden, or Aiden and Karen, both ways, that would demonstrate intimidation of witnesses related to the murder of John O'Keefe. In fact, the language says something like depicting evidence of intimidation of a witness.
So if it has to have that inside the email, like I want you to go intimidate Mike.
Yes. Or, I'm being hypothetical, like some text message from Karen to Aiden that says, here you go, or here's information that will help you intimidate Jen McCabe publicly.
Right.
It's such a limited ruling. And what has happened, as I understand it, is the Morrissey's office or Cosgrove has looked through the universe of data, the universe,
all of it.
All of it between the two of them. And they don't have everything because, as Aiden has kind of said, the bulk of the communications between Aiden and Karen were through something called Signal, which is encrypted. But in terms of, and Aiden maintains there ain't nothing that would have ever,
because it didn't happen originally. So
right. So he's not like hiding the ball saying, oh, the juicy stuff's in the encrypted data.
Yeah.
No.
What scares me, are you ready? Aiden absolutely could be totally around the money. However, the other side, to include the district attorney's office at this point, I wouldn't put it past them to create something that portrays something incorrect.
Correct. And what should, if you read, there were pleadings that came from the Commonwealth on this issue today that basically skew the argument like, aha, look, we know there's going to be data on this thumb drive or in this extraction that clearly shows the two of them were talking about X, Y, or Z. Like they're going to put a spin on anything. Right. And perhaps, like you're suggesting, Tom, like maybe there's some element of fuckery going on. But
them two owning a data company that specializes in freaking video editing is a problem with me.
Right.
It's their freaking job they're getting paid for.
Right. And technically Spanky is not supposed to have seen any of it yet, but somebody raise your hand if you think Cosgrove isn't talking or sharing things with Spanky, or Morrissey's not sharing things with Spanky. Like it's so incestuous. Yeah. It's really disgusting. So what today, as I understand it, is going to be is the Judge Sisitsky is going to be presented with maybe some argument from the attorneys that probably will include Karen's team, Aiden's teams, and then Cosgrove possibly, and Spanky definitely, to discuss what has been contained in the universe, the total bundle of data that the Commonwealth thinks should be handed over to Spanky. And the judge will look at his order that he entered last week, compare what is on this thumb drive. So the judge will have to review in his chambers, and it may not happen today or real time. And maybe he's done it already, but he'll have to review.
But with what little I'm hearing that there is, it's a page.
I don't know.
Message deleted, message not available. Like
possibly, but the Commonwealth may be trying to expand, the interpretation of Sisitsky's order. So they may have presented a bulk of data saying, look, this all shows communication between the two of them regarding an intimidation of a witness in or involved in the murder of John O'Keefe. So there may be a lot of communications. I don't know, but the judge has to cross-reference and juxtapose his order versus what's on the thumb drive. And the judge, who, I don't think he should have ever ruled that anything gets released, but he did issue a very limited ruling. And now it's up to the judge to decide if the Commonwealth's being a bunch of pigs and asking for everything, or if within the confines of his narrow order, we call that narrowly tailored order, the Commonwealth is only allowed to release a small subset of text messages. And if anyone follows Aiden, it sure sounds like there is nothing involving the intimidation of witnesses that would have been in the form of electronic communications between the two. And if anything remotely fits the definition of the judge's order, it's so limited and by no means shows witness intimidation. So if Aiden's not worried, I'm not worried. And I know I gotta stop the glitching. Somebody's gotta, I gotta do? I gotta stop donating so I can buy a new computer system. But ultimately, today is not going to be a bunch of fireworks. So anyone who's going into it in about 5 minutes,
yeah, okay.
Let me settle your
But,
nerves.
Thank you for that.
I've known Aiden for a long time. I remember when he first started writing, and I'll tell you, Fanning and Tully in Morrissey, they have they're out to get him for whatever reason, right? I mean, he did things before in the past that embarrassed the state police, flat out embarrassed them. So they have an axe to grind, especially the back stuff, overtime scandal he broke, all sorts of stuff he got involved with, and he was always right. So here comes this Karen Reed lady. He's smart enough. He's been through this already. He's not going to do anything illegal on the phone. He sure isn't going to do something like that. But I do not trust the Commonwealth. They can fabricate absolutely anything they want. I'm convinced that none of the video we've seen is even real. I'm convinced of it.
And given your technological background, I tend to agree with you. I don't trust the Commonwealth, the government, the law enforcement up there as far as I can throw them.
Oh.
What I currently will say is I'm having a little bit of faith in Judge Sisitsky having entered that very, very narrow order to do the right thing here. So, when I hear Aiden say there ain't nothing on that whole extraction that concerns him, this is a guy who always brings the receipts, who's not afraid to, show everything. We have a saying here, I don't know if you have it up there, which is warts and all. He'll put it all out there with receipts.
Right.
And if he's coming forward and so boldly saying there's nothing here, or even if they're going to spin this little something, this is what it really means. And when that plus the jury, meaning the grand jury, issuing no bills a year ago, I'm not worried. But it looks like you're going to have to log in soon. So I just wanted an opportunity to tell you guys, keep showing the fuck up. Have a great Friday. And, let's have some fun while really advocating for Karen next week and throughout the trial. And whenever I can, if you ever ask, I'll try to pop in for my Seeking Justice Sports Center.
Always here for you, my girl. Always here.
No,
Did you happen to see the new fundraiser?
I did. I was watching.
All right. Don't buy all the shirts out.
Oh no, I won't buy all the shirts.
Don't buy them out. Other people want shirts too. But
I saw that while I was finishing up getting my kids off to school. That sounds like a great fundraiser. It looks like Nick Rocco, I think, if I heard through it together, I am planning on buying at least one. So I won't clear out the inventory, but it's such a great idea.
Yeah.
And everyone could be a walking billboard.
National Standout, real quick. What do you think?
I think it's unbelievable. I'm really proud of the strength and energy and bravery of everybody who participates in that. It's unbelievable. When I wear Seeking Justice apparel, I've got some Karen Reed apparel. When I wear it in my neck of the woods, not everyone really knows about the case. So the more national expansiveness and attention can be brought to this, I'm all for it, which is why I try to just give of my time to just help educate more and more people who are coming to the channels to listen.
And people love you here. They love you on this channel. So
I love all of you guys
Yep.
too. I thank you so much.
Nan, thank you so much for your time this morning. We really appreciate it.
Love you guys. And at some point, I'm sure I'll be seeing you soon.
Have a good weekend, okay?
You too. Take care.
Bye. Thank you,
Bye.
Nan.
Bye.
She's awesome.
Isn't she? Thank
She's
God. I
awesome.
told you we needed a little shot in the arm, you know? New
Yeah,
blood,
you know,
new energy. Yeah.
just sends a text over. Hey, do you need me to jump on? We're like, yeah.
And real quick,
Yes.
but I hope everyone says a prayer for Meredith. The poor lady's going through a bunch right now, so she doesn't need this either. So please, everyone say a prayer for Meredith. She's in all our prayers today.
Yeah. Tough day yesterday. Yeah.
Yep.
It sucks.
It does. And then when this is done, we'll go back over the national standout list. Someone gave me a virtual map, Mike. We can go put pins because I'm getting people sending me pink ribbons around the tree. Hey,
I'm gonna grab a coffee.
Yeah, I'm gonna refill too.
All right, go ahead. I'll wait for you.
No, go ahead, grab. We got time.
All right.
A separate line.
The internet. But I'm gonna go on Zoom on this. Attorney Cosgrove? Attorney Cosgrove? Yes. Do you want me to call security? All right. You let me know. Exactly. Thank you. I would have too. Should I just sign in on my laptop? Send it to Zoom, or should I just shut up and let you do what you're doing? Oh, I can see if I get it connected first. Okay. Yes.
What's up?
I don't know. This is just Lauren Crime. It's Cosgrove is in the courthouse.
Can we hear him in the background?
Well, we're not on Zoom. Yeah, they get a live. They have this clerk, Jim Clerk. It's a live mic right now inside the courtroom.
Huh.
So I don't know what's like. It's kind of weird.
All right, so now I can just go Zoom. All right.
So I think they're in the big courtroom here. Thank you for that. I don't know what. Yeah, they don't know about the hot mic.
Welcome to Zoom for Government. Enter your meeting ID followed by pound.
And by the way, Chris, I couldn't find you. I found the other one. I did. But I led you.
Enter your participant ID followed by pound. Otherwise, just press pound to continue.
They used it last night for that.
You are in the meeting now. There are 13 participants in the meeting. You have been added to the waiting room. You cannot talk or listen until the host admits you to the meeting. You are muted.
I think I'm all set. Oh, is it ready?
You are unmuted.
Can you hear me?
Nice.
Yes.
Audio off. No sound.
You are muted.
So what am I doing? Through FTR.
Right, but do you have to have audio going out of the monitor?
Yeah, you have to have audio going in.
Can you record it with the monitor on you?
You are unmuted.
Hello?
You are muted.
I know we got around it in trial, but it took like, I know it's very necessary.
Try it again.
You are unmuted.
Do I fix it? No. Mute again.
You are muted.
TV. Sure. That might be the answer.
Okay, so TV's muted.
Okay, let's try it again.
You are unmuted.
Hold on for a sec. Muted.
Just do it one more time so Tori can hear.
You are muted. You are unmuted.
Unmute you again. Nope.
You are muted.
I think I might be able to pick up here. It's coming out of here. I muted everyone. I muted everyone. I may not be able to do this. Okay, we're gonna have to go back to the other way. That's right. No. Can you, what? You got a guy in the Okay, is he in? Okay, we can take care of it after this. With Judge Julian. What? Thank you.
Welcome to Zoom for Government. Enter your meeting ID followed by pound. Enter your participant ID followed by pound. Otherwise, just press you are in the meeting now. There are 12 participants in the meeting. You have been added to the waiting room. You cannot talk or listen until the host admits you to the meeting. You are muted. You can mute or unmute yourself by pressing star 6. You are unmuted. You are muted.
Okay, now I'm just so sorry. I'm not ready, but I'm
You are unmuted.
Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Jim, just so you know, we hear a big echo. I think two people might be in the same room, and that might be causing it.
So yeah, you guys thought it was all us, huh? It wasn't.
You are muted. You are unmuted.
Do we still have the echo?
It's a little better.
Do you have an echo?
It's gone.
Okay. All right, I'm all set. Hey, Paul, I'm all set.
Oh, I can hear Spanky's voice.
Folks, make sure your cell phones are off and put away for me, please. Thank you. Judge, this is 22117 and 23313, Commonwealth versus Karen Reed, and separately the Commonwealth versus Aiden Carney. Can I have the parties identify themselves?
Mr. Clerk, hold on just a moment, please.
Sure.
I need to plug in because I believe we have parties on Zoom.
Okay, I'm
And
sorry.
it's also my understanding that we're only here on case 0117.
That was also my understanding.
Okay.
Thank you.
And do you have the Zoom identification link for me,
I
please?
do. I do. It's right here.
Thank you.
There's no passcode.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. Clerk, you may
Judge,
call the
thank
case
you.
and identify the parties.
22117, the Commonwealth versus Karen Reed. Can I have counsel identify themselves, starting with the Commonwealth?
Good morning, Your Honor. Hank Brennan for the Commonwealth relative to docket 00117.
Good morning, Attorney Brennan.
Good morning, Your Honor. I'm Robert Cosgrove. I'm a special prosecutor on the Aiden Carney cases, and I suppose for purposes of this motion, I'm the respondent to the Rule 17 motion.
Good morning, Attorney Cosgrove.
Good morning.
Hello, Your Honor. Timothy Bradel for Aiden Carney. I see him on the Zoom for the record.
Good morning, Attorney Bradel. Good morning, Mr. Carney.
And Mark Federer for Mr. Carney. Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Attorney Federer.
And good morning, Judge Attorney David Yannetti for Karen Reed, who is also present on the Zoom.
Good morning, Attorney Yannetti. Good morning, Ms. Reed.
Good morning, Your Honor. Elizabeth Little, also on behalf of Ms. Reed.
Good morning, Attorney Little. Anyone else here that we need to recognize before we proceed? Doesn't seem so. Okay. Folks, we are here on two related matters this morning. As an initial matter, we are here because there seems to be some confusion concerning my order of March 20th on docket 615 on the Commonwealth's Rule 17 motion. Also, we're here because there has been a motion for protective order, docket 636, filed by intervener Carney, and so we will hear that as well. So with regard to my order, let me start by saying this. Going back to Attorney Brennan's affidavit filed in this case on March 5th, 2025, in support of the Commonwealth's motion for records, Attorney Brennan, you specifically stated that, quote, it's been represented to the court by defense counsel Bradel on behalf of Mr. Carney that there's an implicit long-term mutual assistance and mutual defense agreement between counsel for Mr. Carney and counsels for this defendant, Reed. On the basis of that sworn statement, I specifically inquired of you, Mr. Brennan, at the hearing on this matter last week, do any of the three categories of documents and data that the Commonwealth seeks by the Rule 17 motion include communications with Mr. Carney and counsel for the defendant in this case? You replied, no, these would be privileged. So based on these representations and the court's belief that there were no privileged materials implicated by the Commonwealth's motion, I ordered that all communications between Mr. Carney and Ms. Reed during the time frame in question with regard to these three articulated categories be produced. However, subsequently, the special prosecutor in Mr. Carney's case, in possession of the documents in question on March 26, informed the court that, one, there are in fact a substantial number of communications within the documents and data requested that are indeed communications between Mr. Carney and Ms. Reed's counsel. And moreover, the special assistant district attorney in that case took the position, contrary to the one asserted by Attorney Brennan in this case, claiming that those communications are not in fact privileged. So my order did not specifically exclude from production communications between Mr. Carney and Ms. Reed's counsel because the court was told there were no such communications, and in any event, the Commonwealth acknowledged that they were privileged. So my first question is to you, Attorney Brennan. Respectfully, did I misunderstand you, or perhaps vice versa? In other words, I understood that you weren't requesting the production of any privileged communications, to wit, communications between Mr. Carney and Ms. Reed's counsel. And as such, if that is the case, and we did understand each other, I can simply clarify my order for Special ADA Cosgrove that those claimed to be privileged communications will be excluded from the Rule 17 production, and we can move on. If that's not the case, I'd like to hear why.
Sure. May I?
Yes, you may.
I think there are two separate issues regarding privilege. One is whether Mr. Kearney's attorneys, Mr. Betterow and Mr. Brado, have privileged communications, and separately, Ms. Reed's attorneys' communications with Mr. Kearney. When Your Honor asked the question, I believe we were referring to Mr. Kearney's attorney. And so what I understood from the motion filings is that there were no privileged communications between Mr. Kearney and his attorney in those phones. And so there would be nothing privileged to protect.
Okay, I specifically asked, does this include communications between Mr. Kearney and counsel for the defendant, Reed?
I don't doubt that you asked that if that is what happened, but that wasn't my answer to the question because perhaps I was focused more on Mr. Kearney.
So you confirmed today that we misunderstood each other.
Or I misunderstood. I'll take responsibility for it. But I was trying to be protective of the attorney-client privilege between Mr. Carney and his attorneys, Mr. Brado, Mr. Betterow.
Okay,
I do
well, we
not-
all agreed, counsel, that those in fact would be privileged
Of
communications
course.
without question.
Of course.
So let's turn to, if you would, the second issue, which is one that you raised in your affidavit. You specifically raised that question in your affidavit, docket 547.
Undoubtedly. I do not believe there is any attorney-client privilege between Ms. Reed's lawyers and Mr. Carney, because those communications are not covered by attorney-client privilege because none of Ms. Reed's lawyers are attorneys for Mr. Carney. I pointed out that in an earlier hearing, and I have the transcript of it, it was December 17, 2024, when there was litigation in Mr. Carney's case, docket 0313, that there was a position taken by Attorney Brado. And he began by telling Judge Krupp, well, there's a joint defense issue, Your Honor. And Judge Krupp asked, so it would predate any jeopardy to Mr. Carney. And then Mr. Brado responded, well, it's a little more complicated because we know he was under investigation along with Ms. Reed without any resultant charges, so we would contend that does not fall under the umbrella. After more questions by the court, Mr. Brado answered, we don't have an agreement, but there's been an ongoing long-term implicit mutual assistance and mutual defense that I myself have been part of for a long time, and Attorney Betterow has as well. And Judge Krupp said, I really have no idea what that is. And so inevitably, there was no establishment of an attorney-client relationship between the two. Inevitably, and after that, Attorney Betterow attempted to file an appearance on behalf of Ms. Reed. And in that, there was a supplemental motion, and it's docket 549 on 0117.
And docket 549 contains Attorney Yannetti's sworn statement that there was no joint defense privilege between Ms. Reed and Mr. Carney.
Exactly. And so I think I had the assumption there was no attorney-client privilege. If I misspoke, it confused the court. My apologies, but inevitably, there is no attorney-client privilege that I understand exists. And so I do not know what is in these phones. I have not asked. I don't want to know unless it's pursuant to a court order. But based on the affidavit of the search warrant and based on the pleadings in this case, and there's two very important pleadings, I may have mentioned them to the court on the last date. But those pleadings, which were filed publicly by the Commonwealth, and it's docket number 53 relative to Mr. Carney's case 0043. In that pleading, it is set out by the Commonwealth pleading that there is, in fact, information demonstrating that the Reed team provided Mr. Carney with information, documents, videos. It's suggested that at times they would suggest angles for him to use it or to refrain from using it. And it provides a number of examples, including an example on 8823, when they're asking for information, Mr. Carney, so one of the attorneys.
Attorney Brennan, I'm going to ask you to pause right there because I think we've reached a point where I have a threshold issue that may require either a Bishop Franklin protocol or some inquiry into the nature of the privilege that may or may not be asserted by Attorney Brado. And so I think it's appropriate at this time, Attorney Brado, that I turn to you, not with regard to the protective order, but with regard to the issue of whether your client claims a joint defense agreement and related privilege to communications between himself and attorneys for Ms. Reed, such that I need to limit the scope of my order of March 20th.
Judge, thank you. We do not assert such a privilege. I said in a much different context a long time ago that we had been sharing information and talking to each other and helping each other. And I said that there was an issue. I didn't say there was a privilege.
Okay.
So we are not asserting that. There is no formal agreement. There's no formal privilege. I said it was an issue to be looked at the time. That's all I said, Your Honor. And in terms of this, Your Honor's order, I don't even know why we're talking about this, Your Honor. The ostensible purpose of the Commonwealth's request was to attempt to show consciousness of guilt on the part of Ms. Reed. So why would communications to other parties besides Ms. Reed have any relevance? And in fact, in your order, you just say that the only communications that are on the table here, so to speak, are communications between Mr. Carney and Ms. Reed.
I'll stop you right
Nothing
there,
about
Attorney Bradle,
lawyers
because you
or third parties.
raised an excellent point, and that point being is that point from the court's perspective is in an age of group texts and other means of communications with multiple recipients at the same time, we certainly have the likelihood of communications between your client and Ms. Reed that may also include members of her defense team. So it is my belief that that is what might be at issue, but I will probe further of ADA Cosgrove on that point.
I mean, if you ask me, Your Honor, the pleading the impounded pleading filed by Mr. Cosgrove is completely immaterial. The whole reason for this is consciousness of guilt. So there are we're privy to these extractions. There's absolutely nothing in them that is covered by Your Honor's order. There's no communications between Mr. Carney and Ms. Reed regarding witness intimidation. There are none. So there should be exactly zero documents or texts or emails that should be responsive here. Absolutely zero. And I don't have the thumb drive that Mr. Cosgrove gave to the court ex parte. So I can only imagine what's in that. And we are anticipating a request that you will look at that, to ask you to look at that in camera and see if that complies with your order. It doesn't. It cannot comply with the order. Your order said Carney and Reed, not third parties that may or may not have spoken to Reed. And these are things that are privileged among that team. So this is a can of worms that the court did not open by any stretch. And I think that, Mr. Cosgrove's role here is completely ministerial, Your Honor. And the fact that he's trying to jump outside of your order is incredibly inappropriate, in particular because these two prosecutors are in different positions due to a conflict of interest, an expressed conflict of interest that has been identified and supposedly acted on by District Attorney Michael Morrissey. So their communications need to be limited because there is a conflict. Your Honor limited those communications very appropriately to potential evidence that those two defendants could have communicated and in terms of some criminal acts. And we're telling you there's nothing there. We don't expect you to rely on our interpretation, but there is nothing there relative to your order.
Thank
So
you.
the fact that
Attorney Brady, I'm gonna ask you to pause for a moment, and I'm gonna hear from Special Assistant District Attorney Cosgrove, specifically with regard to this issue. In your communication to the court, you suggested that in your judgment, the production would sweep in a substantial number of communications between Mr. Carney and Ms. Reed's attorneys. How would those be swept in when the order specifically calls for communications between Mr. Carney and Ms. Reed?
I think the actions of Ms. Reed's attorneys on her behalf are the actions of Ms. Reed. And if one reads the sweep of the communications between Mr. Yannetti and Mr. Carney, and between Mr. Jackson and Mr. Carney, and Ms. Reed and Mr. Carney, one sees a pattern of feeding information to Mr. Carney. I think that they act together in that respect, Your Honor.
Thank you, Attorney Cosgrove. Notwithstanding that position, the court's position is that the order spoke very specifically and very clearly to limit the Rule 17 motion to the production of only communications between defendant Reed and defendant Carney concerning those three areas of inquiry. So I am specifically requesting and ordering the Commonwealth in that case to review the documents culled as a result of the Rule 17 motion and my subsequent order, such that the production will only include communications between Carney and Reed.
Well, I will, of course, comply with Your Honor's order.
Thank you. Folks, I think we've covered that point, and I don't think I need to hear any further on this. The order is clear on its face, and I expect the parties to comply with it. I'd like to turn now to the issue of the motion for protective order from Mr. Brado. So I'll hear you on this, appreciating that I have had the opportunity to review the attachments and certainly the basis for this, but I'm not, I'll preview where I end up, Attorney Brado. I'm not quite clear on the scope of your request as contained in your draft order. As an initial matter, I'm only issuing an order in the Reed case. This is not a hearing on the Carney case. I appreciate that you have a congruent request to the court in the Carney case, and that it may make sense that whatever the court does in that case should follow what the court does in this case. That would seem to make sense. But I'm only hearing the motion as it regards to this case. Your request, I'll note, asks that the court order all prosecutors and police in the above captioned case to maintain the confidentiality of the cell phone data and any other investigative information and or discovery in each case. So I'm not prepared to discuss the entirety of investigative information and all discovery in this case. I am tasked with only addressing Mr. Carney's specific cell phone data that is the subject of my order of March 20th. But you've specifically requested that the court order that police and prosecutors are ordered to refrain from sharing such information with particular parties identified in Mr. Carney's affidavit, and any other parties not part of the retained prosecution teams of Ms. Reed or Mr. Carney. Aren't they already under a duty not to share such information with anyone outside the bounds of what you request?
They are, Your Honor. Judge Cannoni specifically found a substantial risk existed that any further communications about the evidence or the witnesses would jeopardize a fair trial. And she made that specific finding, and she imposed, I believe it's a 4-part gag order on the Reed attorneys. Nonetheless, as shown in my exhibits, Judge, these outside people are receiving information that in no way would a prosecution team ever share outside of anything ethically share anyway, any such information. And there's 3 examples of people who are, out there saying we've gotten this, we've gotten that. And we strongly believe that they are doing so. Just to avoid the slight awkwardness, Judge, of me arguing something that benefits Ms. Reed, I would invite, just for the record, the Reed counsel to join me in this motion, Judge, because of the leaks that are going on, just as a threshold matter, if I may do so, Your Honor.
Are you merely asking me to add a belt to Judge Cannoni's suspenders?
I think so, Judge, because we need one, and we need one as to the specific information. These 3 people have repeatedly stated that they're privy to inside information. And, with respect to Mr. Carney's information, but although we strongly contend there's nothing in there that is responsive to Your Honor's order, nothing. To the extent that there's anything that's shared between these 2 different prosecutors that are on separate islands due to a stated conflict of interest, we want to specifically ensure that as to the discovery that your honors focused on here, that these orders are in place, that there's a specific order. You know, it's sort of another step from Judge Canoni. She said that, well, the general rules of ethics aren't working here, so I'm making a specific finding. I'm giving you a gag order. Well, guess what? Judge Canoni's order didn't work either based on my exhibits A, B, C. And so we're asking for another step to just really put a fine point on it, that these three people must stay away. And a general order as well as part two is my part two. And to the extent that those people have any sort of further expressions of leaks in the media or on the internet, I think that ought to be grounds for a live hearing with sworn testimony about these leaks.
Understood. Okay.
So that's why I'm asking, Judge. Thank you.
Thank you, Attorney Brado. Attorney Little, Attorney Yannetti, do you have anything to add on this point?
We don't. I mean, I think that we generally take no position here. It is concerning to me that Special Assistant District Attorney Cosgrove revealed in a publicly filed motion communications with, or I should say between Mr. Carney and counsel for the Reed team when the court's order was specific. My understanding is that he omitted some statements of caution and admonitions that we may have given to Mr. Carney about the nature of demonstrations, etc. So it seems as though he cherry-picked statements in an effort to make us look bad when it was outside the court's order. It was unnecessary.
Attorney Yannetti, are you speaking to something that Attorney Cosgrove has purportedly done in this proceeding in the 117 matter?
No, I believe it's a motion that he filed in his prosecution. You know, again, detailed, you know, that material.
Thank you. Okay. Okay, folks, I will take that matter, the motion for protective order, under advisement, and will endeavor to respond to you as soon as practicable on my decision on that. In the interim, ADA Cosgrove, Special ADA Cosgrove, I'd ask you, how soon do you believe the Commonwealth can reproduce the records in question per my order that are called for by the Rule 17 motion?
Well, I would say we can probably extract from the thumb drive the conversations with Mr. Yannetti and Mr. Jackson. I may be able to get it done today. I think Monday would probably be a realistic filing date.
Thank you. We'll expect something by close of business Monday, and if you encounter any difficulty or challenges in doing that, just please let the court know, and we'll make whatever accommodations we need to make. Okay, folks.
Your Honor, is that thumb drive going to get returned to the Commonwealth?
Yes, it will.
All right, thank you.
And it has not been viewed, it has not been released, and it is being held under seal and impounded at the moment, and it will be returned to the Commonwealth promptly.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Attorney Brennan.
Your Honor, just for clarity of the record, I'll be brief. There has been no conversations between Special Prosecutor Cosgrove and I about contents of any of these items. In fact, even though I do not think I had to, that's why I filed the Rule 17, so there is a clear public record that we're beyond reproach. Secondly, the pleadings I referred to were pleadings that were filed in Mr. Carney's case publicly before this issue even came up. So it is not divulging information to disseminate to the public. And finally, just so it's crystal clear, I filed a motion for a gag order in Ms. Reed's case because there was significant evidence of distributing protected materials, and that order was allowed at my request. There is no witness or person, as far as I know, in the Reed case that has disseminated any information improperly. I would not allow it or tolerate it if it happened. So I want that to be crystal clear based on the representations we just heard.
Understood. Thank you, Attorney Brennan. Thank you, Attorney Cosgrove. Thank you, counsel. No, we are adjourning the hearing now. Thank you, counsel.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Well.
And just like that, boom. Hey, didn't they say he was going to jail? I thought they were saying he was going to jail.
Oh, yeah, it's be bombs will be dropped today.
Yeah.
Bomb. Those guys are such
Hank
bullshit.
Brennan not playing by the rules that he set. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hanky.
These guys, it's almost like it's reverse roles. Like they're the defense attorneys for the other side. Like they're trying to bury.
They aren't helping themselves. I'll tell you that much, bud. I wouldn't want them.
It's crazy, man. These guys suck.
Yep. Crazy, dude. It's absolutely insanity. Like, what's gonna happen Monday? And don't forget, it's Friday. I'm just waiting for the friggin' document dump today, man.
Oh, the stuff already coming over.
Is there?
Just trying to, ACA this, ACA that.
Oh,
just bullshit.
what a waste. She already admitted them.
It's gonna be going on all day. It's gonna get document dump all day. But so do you want to talk about the standout real quick before we head off?
Yeah. National standout. Woohoo! Can't read national standout list. Let's get this back up. Let's go over this.
The chat wants Nan to jump on. I don't know if we can or not. I don't know if she's around.
Nan, if you want to jump back on, that link that I sent you is the same one. All right. You guys ready for the national standout? And there's one near you. I promise. If not, make your own. It's not too late. Here we go. Massachusetts. We have Auburn, Belchertown, Bourne, Canton, Danvers, Dedham, Franklin, Leominster, Middleborough, New Bedford, North Attleboro, Plymouth, Randolph, Stoneham, Swansea, Taunton, Tewksbury, Walpole, Wayland, West Bridgewater, Weymouth, Woburn, Worcester. And in Connecticut, we have two. We have one in Bristol and one in Griswold, Connecticut. That's near Foxwoods, I think. Rhode Island, Cumberland, Warwick. There's two different ones in Warwick, Rhode Island. New Hampshire. We have Manchester, Nashua, Salem. Those are the three big cities. Good standout places. Maine, we have Portland. Good job, Maine. Outside of Massachusetts, New England, we have Fort Walton Beach in Florida. From Britt Happens. Good job, Britt. Orlando. We have Orlando area. Orlando's big. And we have San Diego. Wow. You guys are freaking good, man.
Thank you so much.
And as the day goes on, Mike, I'm going to go live, obviously, right?
Yeah.
And I'm just going to bebop from try and get to as many as I can get to. And maybe cross paths with Karen or something. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know.
If Scott's available, maybe he can do the Western Mass for us.
Scott would be great. Anybody that wants to come on, I'm more than happy to come and chill.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we'll go on Sunday? What time? We'll post it on our YouTube channel. We'll figure it out.
Okay. I'll figure it out. But I'm gonna drive around like I always do.
Yeah.
And don't forget, order those jackets, sweatshirts, shirts there. The new thing for Karen, the donation. Salem, huh? Salem, New Hampshire. Let me find out how far Salem is. Hold on.
Nan just said that she stands behind what just happened, and hopefully Judge Cosgrove can reproduce those text messages allegedly that happened and go from there. And she said to have a nice weekend, Mr. Cosgrove. I take that as go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
This is that stuff, So it's a good day, The trolls and the antis were all thinking people were going crazy this morning. They're going out of their minds. Fucking Grande was on at 5:41 this morning, smoking a blunt, fucking talking about people getting locked up and reciting case law. And
where did it get him? Where did I get him? Other than in another planet.
What the fudge?
Crazy town.
Right.
Also, pink ribbon the tree. Let's get them pink ribbons out there for Karen. take a picture of it around the tree, wherever you can. Take a picture of it and send it to CPUTOM at
Yes, Gmail.
gmail.com. And I have somebody sent me, it's an interactive pin map. So everywhere you guys have them, we're gonna probably Monday. I have a green screen over there. I have to set the green screen up. Maybe we'll get that going this weekend. And I'll work on that pin thing. So it'll be behind me and whatnot, and we can move around it and see where try and go around the world with these pink ribbons. What do you think, Mike?
That'd be crazy, dude. That'd be something special to see that. You really would.
So
Well, I know
all around the world, man.
Yeah, let's do it, brother. Let's do it.
We can do this, right?
We got a data dump coming in right now, so I'm sure there'll be people checking in tonight going on. It's pretty much just the ARCA stuff. They're trying to get ARCA out of the way. They don't want them here, or who hired them, or that bullshit. Boyd, the boy. Yeah, how many weeks in a row has Boyd been at? Jesus Christ, maybe the 70s.
A lot.
Yeah, Cosgrove and Brennan got spanked today. Yes, you're right, Salt Queen. Absolutely, man. Well, do you want to go over the contributions, and I'm going to head out?
Oh yeah, definitely. Forgot about that. No, I'm thinking, how can I get to here and then get to here and then get to over here? I want to hit all of it.
I saw you doing you fishing up your poles over there. Are you heading out fishing today?
I don't know. They were bothering me. I have you only get a backlash and it goes in between the spool and the base of the bait caster. In between that, I got backlash.
All right. So Nan just texted me, and she says, "Feel free to read." Judge Sostisky took hardline approach to Brennan and Cosgrove. His order only permits disclosure of texts and phone communications between Turtle Boy and Karen Reed, and not between Turtle Boy and Karen Reed, his attorneys. So Karen Reed and Turtle Boy only, not Turtle Boy,
right?
Karen Reed and his attorneys. Cosgrove will have to spend the weekend trying to find any communications and extractions between Karen Reed and Turtle Boy only that fits in his narrow order. He won't find much of anything. Cosgrove tried to argue to the court that Karen used her attorneys as information mules and Aiden to intimidate witnesses. That should concern everybody. And she says, have a nice weekend. All right. So they wanted to get the communications of the attorneys as well. That got kicked to the curb. It's between Karen and Turtle Boy for those 3 days only, and that very, very, very narrow window. So there you go. That's it in a nutshell. Oh, hold on. She just texted me again. Also, Judge Sostisky is hot. Man, whoa. I don't know.
I'm glad you read that, not me.
Did you make me read that on purpose?
Yes.
I'm like Anchorman. If you put it on the teleprompter, he's just gonna read it.
Mike got this one.
You got me.
Gotcha.
But she thinks Judge Sostisky is hot. Nan, that's Nan, not me. All right. And
there we go.
Everybody thinks he's hot. Whoa. Jesus. All right.
Okay. I'll take their word for it.
Yeah. Right.
Oh my goodness.
If you know if he puts anything on the teleprompter, he's gonna read it.
Yeah. Look over that.
All right, you got the contributions.
Yes.
I'll see you on Sunday. All right, people. Chat. Love you guys all. Talk to you
soon, Mikey. Man. So that's awesome. That's just Jessica, again, my girl, you need anything, you know who to call. I gotcha. All right, Kindergarten Cop became a new member. Thank you very much. I got to do a members only stream. So next week, depending on, again, a lot, we'll try and get your members only. Toby, new member. Thank you, Toby. I'm sorry, Tabby. Wow. Tabby, thank you for becoming a member. Polly Walnuts, members only chat is on. Okay. Cape Cod Creed, new member. Yeah, I think the mods were trying to fix the issue we were having with StreamYard. Kept going members only, kept flipping over. So they may have hit that on purpose to try and get it to do something different. Da na 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 na. Javier, good to see you, my friend. Thank you for the $5. You got some experience with some of that stuff, so it's good to hear from you. All right, Kyle Cowden, 499. In Dallas, I had a full day's rotation at the medical examiner's office. Spent the day observing and being taught about cause and matter. Maybe I can testify. If it was up to me, yes. Meredith O'Neill, thank you for yesterday. No, Meredith, the least we can do for you. My goodness. That's just, it's a horrible thing to have to go through. So I'm sorry that you and your family have to deal with it. So I'm sorry, Meredith. You're in our prayers. All right, Javier. Am I wrong for thinking Proctor being the lead investigator now fired? Is that enough for reasonable doubt in itself? Yeah, see, to you and I in a normal world, yes. Norfolk County, not so much. Reads, bite bigger than Chloe's, $9.99. Just ordered 2 sweatshirts, 2 shirts for myself and my daughter on the custom ink fundraiser you got for Karen's. Thank you, Tom, CPU, Boston Mike, and Nick Rocco for letting us know. Free Karen Reed. Yes, thank you to Mike and Nick Rocco for that link. Those shirts, we got to get them going, guys. It's a great way to send, great way to raise some money for Karen. Are there any standouts in or near New Hampshire? There is. Let me pull that up real quick so I can specifically answer your question. Rhode Island, New Hampshire. Manchester, Nashua, Salem. Those are the 3. Yeah, awesome. All right, everybody. Heads up for the stream this weekend. You're gonna see it. We're coming your way. Sarah, be creative. No, Sarah, thank you very much. Really, it's you guys. I do it for you guys. It's not, we all got to get on the same page, right? We all got to maybe use our brains for something better, like helping this girl Karen, who seems to be doing it all by herself. Not really, but really doing it all by herself, and she's doing a damn good job at it, isn't she? So that said, I think she still needs some help because everything costs money. I mean, everyone has to eat, and they have to take the vehicles to get here and there, and she doesn't have a license, so they took all that away from her. But yeah, you guys, there's Jess. It's my pleasure to be here for you guys. That's all I can say is my pleasure. And with that said, I'm Silver Fox number 2. There we go. Woo. Jump on the bus. Whoa, something else. What was I gonna say? I don't know. We'll figure it out later. How's that? Maybe we'll give you guys the inside scoop. But either way, you guys, it's been a pleasure. Cheryl with an S. I love my mug. Thank you very much. And yeah, you guys are the best. So with that said, you'll see us Sunday. I did get your email. I'm trying to figure out the software so I can put your pin where they belong. You'll see it's gonna be pretty cool. So that said, you all have a great day. Have a wonderful weekend. There's gonna be some documents coming out, so read them and take them with a grain of salt. And think about this, okay? Think about this real quick. Karen Reed woke up with a murder charge over her head. So, with that said, thank you all for being here. I love you all. And hit that like button on your way out. It's over there in that back corner, if you don't mind. And I'd appreciate that. And with everyone that donated, thank you very much. Keep the channel going. All right, everyone. Enjoy your day. Talk to you Sunday. If you can, go to them standouts. See you later, everybody.